Hi everybody, welcome to the Signal Box today. Thank you very much for joining me. It's great to have you with me wherever you're watching from. Big shout out to my regular subscribers and viewers. And if you like what you see and this is your first time here, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe if you wish. Anyway, moving on to today's video. Before we get some trains running, I did a little bit of early morning modelling this morning. And I say early morning because I actually managed to get up really early this morning. And I got the layout actually up and wired up and running by 8 o'clock this morning. Normally it's about just after 10, but 2 hours earlier this morning. Got everything set up, and I managed to do a little bit more in the canal. And what I did a little bit more of the resin pouring solution on there early this morning, about 7ish. So it's actually dry-ish. So by this afternoon that'll be well and truly cured. In certain places it's still got to dry. As you can see, it's a little bit foggy in some places. That's because it's drying. I've added some more ripple and bubble effect at the end there, and also as you can see it's drying, and again down there as it gathers underneath the road bridge. And also you notice I've added a little fishing figure, which I think finishes that canal off just about right. So we've got a lone individual there having a little bit of relaxation time, hoping to catch something. Hopefully it's not a car tyre compared to the other lot over that side. They're having terrible luck with today's fishing with that car tyre there. They've just yanked out the water. But yeah, I think that looks much better. And I'll tell you how I did the fishing rod. Normally it's courtesy of Jasmine, my cat. A cat's whisker is the right gauge and length for a 00 scale fishing rod. But this one's painted black, but it isn't a cat's whisker. I'll tell you what this is. You know when you sometimes buy clothing or something from the shop and it's got those plasticky tags that are attached to the label that goes through the item? Well, I had one of those and I snipped it off a little bit, and it was already black anyway, so I thought that'll do. And yeah, I think that's reasonably passable for a fishing rod there, I think so. Yeah. So just going to wait for that all to dry off by late this afternoon. It's already sort of touch dry-ish, but by tonight that'll all be cured. Okay, so let's move on. Let's get some trains running, shall we? Why not? Okay, so we start our railway journey today in, let's say it's 1962. Summer 1962 on the Great Eastern. And I was actually looking up, in reference to this video today, a very interesting little piece of railway history. My kind of history, because I'm a Great Eastern man. I actually failed to mention, in all my train videos I've ever done, a really lovely, charming, long since closed piece of railway on the Great Eastern Line, which ran from St Margaret's in Hertfordshire to the village of Buntingford. The Buntingford branch was opened in 1863, and by 1948, when the Hertford East branch was really busy, it just lost out. And when they electrified the Hertford East branch in the late 1950s, that was it. There was no trains, and they completely closed it in 1964. And by 1965, the following year, the Buntingford branch was completely gone. And especially in 1965, under the infamous Dr. Beeching Act, a very kind man that decided to axe all Britain's branch lines and subsidy railway lines across Great Britain. And one of those that he got rid of was the Buntingford branch. Well, you can't get rid of it today because it's in model form. Not the exact Buntingford branch, but we can pretend. We can imagine that this train, now leaving Little Beddington, is off to Buntington. And it's headed this afternoon by a Great Eastern, much loved Stratford machine, an N7, with a nice little short rake of ex-Gresley maroon coaches. And there it goes. And away it went. So we could actually imagine that our little country scene here is somewhere in Hertford, and possibly just outside St Margaret's. And on a lovely sunny afternoon, a gentle rumble and puff puff of the Buntingford branch, also locally known as the Bunt, makes its way past the houses and along the line this afternoon on a beautiful, glorious sunny day in summer of 1962. And then just about to leave the station on track number 2. There's a nice little push-pull service for the next Great Western pannier tank. I think it's definitely better with that additional resin pour I did early this morning. Again, I'll say it, I know I mentioned it earlier in the previous clip, but it's really starting to take a lovely drying image now. Look at that. And because it's a second layer added, you see what I mean? You get that three-dimensional upon dimensional look. So it looks deeper, which is what I wanted to do in the first place, to make it look really shallow but deep. And I think that's come out a treat. See, what I love about my model railway, and I'm sure many of you at home that watch it, it gives you just as much pleasure watching my videos as it is for me making them for you, and endlessly and tirelessly adding things to my little railway. And it is a little railway. It's only 6x4. Well, it was, but I suppose it's 6x5 now if you count the little bit I put on the end there. But one of the things I like about my railway and about the hobby is that you can create something in miniature that's three-dimensional. We get that. But what I like about it is the form of mental escapism, especially when the world around us is so turbulent right now, with different things going on and so many terrible things that are happening in our world right now. And it's nice to go back to the layout and to your model and just switch off from reality and just play trains and shrink yourself down to 00 scale size and just imagine that it is summer 1962. There's some absolutely cracking tunes that are coming out on the radio, and life is good and everybody is nice. What a time to go back to. If only we can do it in the miniature form, eh? So yeah, it's a real shame they actually closed the Buntingford branch. Like I said, it closed in 1965 under the Dr. Beeching Act, as I just previously stated, but there are parts of it left. If you actually go to Hertford today, there's a nature walk. You can walk a little bit of it left. It's all shrubland now, and it's all cleared, so you can actually walk it with the dog or with the kids and family. It's a nice little walk on a summer's day. You can walk what was left of the Buntingford branch, some of it, but the majority of it, where the station was, it's all private housing development now, and it's all buried beneath the posh houses, so nobody knows it's there, and there's nothing left of it. It's only when you go on the nature trail and you find little bits, I think bits of rail sticking up in the ground, and it gives you a little clue there was something there railway orientated, and I think that's really sad. But like I said, my layout isn't it isn't designed and built to a specific picture or right to scale size of a location. It's loosely based on that Great Eastern feel, the country end of the Great Eastern, not the business end of London, Liverpool Street and the East End. And it's more out on the countryside, sort of Hertford, Cambridge side, which I think is a great place to do any model railway. It's a lovely part of the world. So we've got the N7 light engine just simmering away by the water crane in the platform there in the loop, and then, or should I say the other way around actually, we've got the through service from Broxbourne to London Liverpool Street, headed by a K3, Gresley K3 on the front there. That's taken over the stock from the Buntingford branch, and the little N7 is in the passing loop just simmering away by the water crane there. So I think it's time to get these people up to the street, up to London. Okay, that is the 1353 service away. That's a Bachmann model, and she runs pretty sweetly. And you can actually see how much that resin water has become like a mirrored glass effect. So it's catching and picking up different colours in my room here and reflecting and bouncing them off. The lights were bouncing off the surface, and at home you might be able to see that there, that pinkish tinge there. There you go. It's all different things it's picking up. It's very mirror image like stuff when it goes off. It's brilliant. Okay, let's see what our next train move is. What do you want? Two and a three. Oh, light engine. Okay. Line clear, the home signal. This is confirmed. Right, send it. So, 1962, summer. That could be any kind of light engine. Let's see what goes past the box. Light engine. I can hear it. Oh, 37, Stratford 37, look at that. Okay folks, well sadly that is the end of today's video, I'm afraid, for you today. Sorry it's been a bit short, and I hope you've enjoyed the trains that you've seen so far in the layout. And just a quick look at these lightning conductors that I fitted on my couple of buildings of the day you saw from the previous video. That looks even nicer now, it's actually in situ, doesn't it? Quite happy with that. Yep. So before I go, I will give you a heads up update. Stay tuned to this channel for the next couple of weeks, because Accurascale have informed us as customers that the J67 buck jumpers that we've been waiting for since last year, and certainly been waiting for decades and decades for them to be released, are on their way to us as I speak. So it's about a week or two and they should be here. So really excited to do that reveal, unboxing, and also more importantly running. So very excited about that. So definitely stay tuned to the channel. And also this week I've actually bought something I've never actually bought before on eBay in terms of railway items. It's an unusual thing, but I'm going to give it a go. It's a ring-filled motor upgrade kit. Now you may or may not have heard what they are or what it does. If you haven't, then again stay tuned to the channel and I'll be showing you that when it's all done and fitted up. It's basically the 6 to 12 volt rated motors that you get inside compact disc players and stereos that, you know, back in the days when the first hi-fi systems came out with the CDs and stuff. Well, nowadays if you get a DVD player or a CD player, it's got a little motor inside that's rated about 6 to 12 volts. That's all it does is give out a few RPMs to open and close your CD drawer to put your disc in, and or your DVD, whatever. Well, they've taken these motors out, or taken that style of motor, and with a 3D printed adapter and some bits and pieces you get with it, you can actually convert your old Hornby ring-filled tender drive models and make them have a new lease of life by doing away with the ring-filled style motors, that's with the brushes and the springs and all the old style 3 and 5 pole motors, and they will perform. I've seen videos, they actually perform a lot better and much more quieter. So I've ordered one of those, and although it is for a Hornby HST and a Hornby DMU Bobo arrangement model, I've spoken to a guy yesterday, technical guy, to do with that, and he said it's 9mm, so it should fit everything you need. So the idea is behind it, I'm going to stick it in a Hornby Schools class, my Hornby Schools class model Dover, because when I actually bought it, I've recently given it a proper service and clean. Again, it didn't need a service and clean, but I gave it another service and clean just to be sure, and it needs way too many amps to get it going. And I've cleaned out the chassis, the pickups, the slots for the axles, scooped those out with some contact cleaner as per 00 build practice and all that business. So either way, I'm pretty sure the motor is not as it should be. So rather than get a replacement ring-filled motor, I'm just going to upgrade the thing and put a CD motor in there, and with the kit that comes with it you get all the gubbins and all the cogs and the mounting plate, like I said. So we're going to have a go at that, and hopefully we'll get it going and she'll run like a sewing machine. Anyway, stay tuned for that one. In the meantime, it's a nice afternoon in 1962, and then obviously in reality in 2025 it's a blinking hot afternoon in the UK. It's really hot, which is one of the reasons why I'm going to shut down this video, because it's getting way too hot. I've got my big fan going, as you can hear in the background in this room, and I've got another little fan as well in the same room, and it's still quite warm in here. My little flat that I live in, it's like a blinking greenhouse. You can grow tomatoes in it in the summertime. It's lovely and warm in the winter. You only got to put the heat on, central heating system. You put it on for about 15 minutes and the whole flat stays warm for about 4 or 5 hours. It's ridiculous. And in summertime it's like a greenhouse. It's really humid, which is why I've got lots of fans going in my room here, and it is also getting to the point where I'm getting a little bit knackered. So anyway, I'm going to stop filming, and I'm okay, don't worry. And I really enjoyed making today's video for you. And yeah, I think the canal looks definitely better, guys, with that bit more resin. Now it's really starting to dry internally as well as on the surface. You can see there's a three-dimensional depth. You can see the second layer has revealed the original layer underneath, giving it like a really three-dimensional look. make it look much more deeper. Brilliant. Right, guys, that's it. You stay safe, and I'll see you soon in the next one. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. I'll be back soon with another video. All the best now. Bye bye.